Scott Hogan coming at you here, and welcome to Chasing the Off Season. We are going to be going through a program of what I do in the off season with players. I've been doing this program for about 10 years now, and it's kind of been crafted over time, and it's actually kind of gone through some ebbs and flows of getting a little bit more complicated, a little bit simpler, and so I think we've got it at a good spot. But if you're familiar with the Chasing Scratch series that we did throughout the summer, this is going to be very similar. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is and talk about how to get better in the off season. I'm going to show you on my own game because I have some goals of getting better. I finally want to put the time and effort into improving and seeing how good I can get again. And so part of that's going to be doing some work in the off season. So all the stuff we're going to be doing some drills, doing some things that you're going to see. If you're doing our winter program, you might see some of the stuff that we are doing there. If you're interested in any of the stuff that's in this series, make sure you check down the link below and see what's going on in our academy. But we're going to get it started here. The goal of this program is to show you how the off season and your time when you're not really going to be playing a whole lot of golf is the time to improve. This is your chance to do anything that you need to do that's going to take some time, because you're not necessarily worried about, hey, I'm going to go play golf tomorrow or 2 days from now, and I don't need it to be worked out right away. You get to make some of those changes that are going to be going for a long-term kind of improvement plan. So the first thing we're going to be doing as we go through this, we're going to be evaluating. We're going to make sure we do a proper evaluation, which is the first step of our EPIC program. EPIC standing for evaluation, planning, create a plan, see what you're going to do. Then we're going to ignite or ignition that plan, and then we're going to compete and check up on how things are going. So the first step of what we got to do in the off season is go through and do some evaluation. Now, the good thing is, and again, our winter program people have been doing this for the last about 6 weeks now, is you get that evaluation done while you're playing golf. You are going to be keeping track. I keep track of my stats as I go. So I've already got something there that I want to do. But the other phases that we're going to look at are going to be some areas of technique, right, that I can improve upon for those stats that are on the course. We're going to look at the physical fitness. This is going to be a big one. I can guarantee you that's going to be where I need to work, and we're going to start with that today. And then we are going to also just do some work on developing some skills as far as mental game, being able to perform under pressure, things like that. That's going to come later on down the road as we go through this. So the first thing we're going to start though today, we're going to start with the fitness side. So the first thing we have to do is we have to evaluate how my fitness level is. And as if you can guess, this is something I've been wanting to get into and do. For me, my fitness as I started a business deteriorated over the course of 10 years, where it just constantly was deteriorating. And I am somebody that has arthritis, so I have that chronically and not going to get rid of that, so I have to manage that. And part of it is by staying in better shape than I currently am. So that's something that's always been kind of hard and something you don't want to admit and deal with, but the truth is the truth, and you got to fix it. So for me, one of the things that I like is I am TPI certified. That's Titleist Performance Institute. They're based out of California. They work with a lot of tour players, and so I work through their programs. As a golf professional, it's nice because I'm not a full-on fitness professional, but it allows me to better understand how the body works and evaluate people to see what's going on with their bodies and how that would affect their golf swing. So what we're going to do today is go through that evaluation, and I'm going to have a helper, but we're going to put myself through the evaluation, and we're going to take a look and see what's going on. So without further ado, let's go chase the off season. We're going to see how good we can get. And let's continue on. So one of the first things we want to do is we need to work on screening myself physically. That's going to be one of the big things of this off-season project. So we're going to do a TPI screen here. So now I am the certified pro, but I can't screen myself because you have to be able to see So I'm going to have a helper. She's going to be watching as we go and moving. I'm going to instruct her what to look for. But basically all we're going to be doing is going through, here's the screen, and we're just going to be seeing how well we move in different positions that would help you make a better golf swing. So that's the goal right now. It's not necessarily power or anything like that. We can do that later. My first goal is just to move better so I can hit my positions a little bit easier. That's going to be the first goal. All right, so handicap, fitness handicap, not a shock, 29. I mean, you know, we know that, okay? I knew that. I know that it's something that I need to work on. The thing that's always interesting is I look through those tests, some of the things that I struggle with, such as the rotations. The things that I'm actually good at are the arm lifts. That's something, if you look at my golf swing, I actually lift my arms a lot and I don't rotate a whole lot. So it starts to make sense, some of the things I want to see in my swing that I would be able to do. Also, something that's been interesting, and this isn't always the case. Again, it's kind of arthritis dependent, but my wrists, I didn't pass all the wrist tests, and I think that's partially the day, but there's some things I need to get on because that's where the arthritis is mainly, it's wrist and ankles. So that's something I have to very much pay attention to. And if you see me swing sometimes, you're gonna see my feet dance a little bit. That is a lot to do with how mobile my ankle is and how, or let's say lack of mobility in the ankles. And so that's gonna help improve for power, but just, you know, better accuracy and control as well. So, you know, it's always interesting to see. The thing that's exciting, I tell people, it's always like, man, that's a really bad score, 29 handicap for your fitness level. But the thing that's exciting is when you have that, it can be improved, and it can be improved, you know, quickly-ish. So that's how we evaluate out. Now, what's the plan? Well, we're gonna get started with doing some workouts. I've got a couple workouts that I have already looked at. I've got one that is a very beginner one, and I think I need to start with that, with just doing some beginner type things that are not too strenuous. It's only a couple days a week, and that's gonna help me start getting in a routine where I'm not feeling too much pain, hopefully. And then from there, we'll kind of continue on. The thing I know about myself is, if the more I do, the better things feel. You know, believe it or not, I've actually run 2 marathons, so I can get to a point where, you know, I think I can actually get to a point where I'm back in the saddle of doing things and working out consistently. But I'm excited because there's a golf part where I know this is gonna help me, but I also know, hey, I can get better faster. The other thing we're gonna look at is monitor my club speed. Ultimately, I would like to hit the ball farther. Right now, I have about 111, 110, you know, consistently club speed. If I try to crank it up, I can get to like 112, 113, but that's kind of a hit or miss thing. And I wanna get that up, you know, closer to 115 to 117-ish or so, and be able to get that ball out there a little bit more. I think when I play some tournaments, I get killed by not being able to reach some par 5s, and I've got too long of clubs into par 4s. So we're gonna try to monitor that throughout the winter. And then I am gonna monitor weight. I'm not gonna tell you what it is. I know what it is, but I will give you updates as we go there and show you some of these workouts as we go. So that's a big part of the off season, getting into that workout, and it's something you can do when you're not able to swing all the time, and we'll go from there. So that's the plan, and now we just got to get it started. So we'll get that going in the future videos. But next up, coming up, we're actually going to go check out golf clubs and club fitting, because that's something, especially with holidays coming up, you want to take a look at, but in the off season, you want to get your clubs dialed in and make sure things are working out with what you need, especially nowadays, because it's taking a long time to get equipment with all the shipping stuff going on. So next video, chasing the off season, we're going to talk club fitting, so don't miss out on that. And I got some good stuff there for you. I can't wait to show you some new clubs that are in. If you've been seeing the hat, there's a little hint of what's going on. So anyway, thanks everybody for tuning in. Leave comments down below, stuff that you want to know about in the off season, and we'll make sure to address it. And as always, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll catch you in the next video. Peace.